scary.
It's not scary.
It's
Transformers are not scary.
Bumblebee is pretty fucking scary. I'm sorry. If I was walking around and I saw some fucking car just transform into this fucking 15-foot robot, I'd shit my pants. You telling me that you wouldn't shit your pants, bro?
I don't know.
Hey, babe.
I don't think I would.
Look, it's the wife.
Yeah.
What the
Oh,
F?
wait. Here, I brought something for you. Let me get it off camera.
Oh, yeah. He came dressed up, too.
Look, I'm Heather. Oh, I go to Disney all the time. Oh, my gosh. I love Disney. It's the best.
Spot on, dude. What a dick. And with that being said, welcome to episode 18 of this fucking podcast, where it's spooky time. So we tried using the word spooky in our title, and we can't use it because apparently it's offensive. Yeah. So, I mean, I guess if you took out the Y, it would be offensive, but we obviously didn't want it to be that way. So, yeah. So we use the word scary.
Yep.
Apparently that's not offensive. But I don't know. It might be.
It's not yet.
Yeah, it might be. We don't know. We'll find out. Probably never, because no one ever fucking says anything. So.
That's right.
Anyway, hope you guys enjoy the lighting. Can you guys see us? Babe, are we good? Can you see us?
Yes.
Awesome. Great.
Yep.
Great rapport.
Some great feedback. Silence.
Beautiful.
She probably signed off after I made fun of her.
Well, she is
Called
at
us
work.
dicks and was like, I'm out.
She is at work, so I don't even know how the fuck she's even on here, but whatever. Anyway, how you been, man? What have you been for this past 2 weeks? I have a laundry list of things to talk about.
Yeah. Well, as usual, I didn't make notes, but I have some things I can talk about.
Okay.
So last weekend, Last weekend I went on a trip with my father-in-law. I was originally supposed to go with Brandon. I can't remember if I talked about this on the last podcast or not.
I think you brought up that you were going to go on a trip.
Yeah, originally Brandon was supposed to go with me, and we were going to go on a trip,
but he got the COVID.
He got the COVID.
Yep.
He's back home now. He's on.
Hey, Logan.
He's on oxygen at home. From what I understand, he's not using it as much, so he's doing better.
Oh.
Anyway, so we were supposed to go on this overnight trip and hunting / camping kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
He couldn't go for obvious reasons, so my father-in-law and I decided we were just going to go up to the cabin, which is about where I was going to go anyway, but we were going to sleep in the woods instead of sleeping in the cabin.
Yeah.
So we went up Friday evening, and on Saturday you could hunt deer and you could hunt bear. So we went up and went hunting and saw nothing. I got wet. I got cold.
Well, that's what you get.
I enjoyed it. Like I'm still out there in nature. It's still all healthy and nice. So let's see. During the week, everything sort of fucking blends together between running the kids to school and back and forth, and all of that crazy shit you do with your children. Then this past weekend, yesterday, we took the kids to Disney on Ice, which I haven't gone to Disney on Ice since I was probably a teenager.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Maybe before
for us. I think the last time we went to a Disney on Ice, it was like when Frozen was the biggest fucking thing in the world.
Well, they had that there.
Yeah,
I don't know that the show changes much between years. I have no idea.
Well, I saw that they added like Moana and shit.
They had Moana. They had Coco.
Hey, thanks for the invite. Yeah, it is very selfish of you for not inviting the resident crazy Disney person.
Hey, I never get invited to Disney World, so fuck you guys.
Oh, yeah? you want to throw in a couple $1,000s to fucking go?
No, I want you guys to cover my shit. So anyway, the kids enjoyed it. I put up a video of Emma.
Oh, I assume that's where he got that crown?
Yes, that's where the crown came from.
Gotcha.
So I don't know what you guys do when you go to Disney, but this shit, this flimsy piece of crap, this bullshit of fucking whatever this is.
That's not nice.
It was $18 for that and a bag of cotton candy. You know how much they have these things that blow bubbles there and they light up? Guess how much that shit was?
That probably was on like close to $20 too.
$50 fucking dollars.
$50 for the bubble machine?
$50 fucking dollars.
Wow.
So needless to say, that's what they got. That flimsy piece of shit Mickey Mouse ear thing. With fake fucking rubies or whatever the fuck they are on it. That Ollie seems to think are real, and I keep telling him it's plastic garbage.
Oh, he thinks it's like real gold or some shit?
Yeah. So the kids enjoyed that. I got a video of Emma dancing to Moana. When is it Moana?
They also have legit stuff.
Yeah, am I right?
Yeah, Moana.
Yeah. Where he was singing that thank you song.
Oh, from The Rock.
Yeah. Oh man, that was funny. I posted it up on social media. It was a good time to watch her do that. Ollie seemed to enjoy himself at times. He's a big fan of Toy Story, so that was like the highlight of his day.
Oh, when the Toy Story peeps came in?
Yeah, it was like, they had like Toy Story, Mickey Mouse, obviously, the usual people from Disney. I guess the new ones would be Moana and Coco.
Yes.
The rest of the stuff, Frozen was there, Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast. Beast wasn't there, but Beauty was, which is really fucking weird. Or Belle, whatever the fuck her name is. But there was no Beast. It was just Belle comes out dancing around with the fucking clock and the candle thing.
The clock. His name is fucking Cogsworth, you piece of shit.
No, it's a fucking clock. They don't talk.
You fucking cocky.
So we did that. I don't remember what the fuck I did on Friday. It don't matter, I guess. And then
It does matter. What are you talking about?
Well, I don't really remember what I did. So, it doesn't matter.
Wow. Well, anyway, But how was the trip? Oh, you said you didn't get any fucking bears? Did you shoot any deer, though?
I didn't see no bears. I didn't see no deer. I shot a deer the other week, but we already talked about that.
So, you guys just fucking hung out in the woods and just...
So, yeah, we went up. So, we had planned... My father-in-law had planned he was going to make this fucking... fuck you.
you really should. Why write stuff down?
My father-in-law was going to make this deer stew.
Yeah.
And so he put it all in the crock pot in the morning on Saturday. And then he never added any liquid. So then a couple hours later, he was like oh shit, I forgot to add the liquid. So he put water in it. Right?
A little, but it was late though, right?
It was already a couple hours in the crock pot. So all this food, he didn't look at a crock pot. He just dumped the water in and put the lid back on. All this food must have burnt. All around the sides of it and the bottom were all black and crispy. So we like picked through it for dinner. That was real fun.
That's fucking gross, dude. That's so fucking gross.
But no, we went out. I walked down the woods.
That's like some Fallout 3 shit. Like when you fuck up on like your cooking and it just turns out weird.
Yeah.
It's straight up Fallout shit, dude.
Yeah. I mean, we ate it. It wasn't the greatest, but we ate it.
You ate it, and you got some radiation poisoning. So now you're gonna have to take some Rad-X and Rad-Away. So it's good. It's all good, dude. Canceled. Yeah, you did flip her off. That wasn't very nice.
That's all good. She ain't gonna cancel. She has obligations.
Anyway, past 2 weeks. Last weekend we went to the Ren Fair.
Yeah.
I tried getting you a bottle of wine, but dude, the Renaissance Fair was fucking packed to the brim. Fucking packed. Like, the parking lot was fucking full. When we got off the interstate, towards the exit, that shit was fucking full. Like, it was backed up to the fucking exit.
Wow.
Dude, it was fucking popping.
I've noticed they've been posted up, like, sold out. Tickets sold out. And I'm like, sold out? They never sell out there.
Yeah, dude. Well, it's fucking, shit's opened up a little bit. People want to fucking go out. And one of the very first things you want to do is you want to see some fucking squeezed boobies and drink some mead and meats.
I don't think I ever saw any pictures of you with your costume. I saw you, like, with just your face, but I assumed you had the medicine.
I did. I should have a picture.
I may have just missed
costume.
It,
yeah, I think so. I think it's on the wifey's Facebook. But, I went as, like, a plague doctor, so I had the whole mask, I had the fucking hat, and the full fucking get up and shit. So, it was pretty cool. It was hot as shit under there. I had many layers, but luckily, it wasn't as hot as I thought it was going to be. I think it was, like, low 70s that day, and it rained, so it was bearable to be in that costume. But, hey, it was a good time. I got to eat my turkey leg. I got to try out a Scotch egg over there.
Oh, what'd you think of that?
Yeah, that was
Did you use that hot sauce on it?
No, I used mustard though. That's
Hot
pretty
sauce,
good.
man. That's the way to go.
I had a honey mead. I had like some tequila mixed drink. The tequila mixed drink was not very mixed.
It was just tequila.
Yeah, like it just like the alcohol like sat at the top. Like they didn't mix it very well, and like
So you drank the top and gave the rest of the kids.
No, it was like reverse. It was like real life. Like you just had to like drink through the hard shit, and it was awful. But at the bottom, it was nice and sweet. But you just had to suffer a little bit to get to it. But it was good. Once I got to the bottom, then I could taste like the fruit stuff, like the mango and shit. I'm like, oh, that's good. But the top part was basically just drinking rubbing alcohol. Yeah. And then the honey mead was pretty good, but it reminded me a lot of like Robitussin. So it had a bit of that tussin taste, but it's very, very sweet. Almost like a fucking, almost like juice, almost like apple juice. It was really good. Yeah, it was pretty fun. Good times over there.
Did you throw any axes? Shoot any bows?
The slushy was awful too. Yeah, the wife had like some strawberry slushy. We did not do the bows and the axes. I don't know where the axe stall was, but the bow and arrow place, I don't know if it was there all the time, but they moved it, I think. It was behind the dragon place. Like the dragon hatchery. So like it's kind of hidden up. So unless if you're going to the dragon hatchery, and like next to the dragon hatchery, there's that giant field where they do like the joust and shit.
Yeah.
And then literally tucked in the corner is the archery tent where you can like shoot archery and shit.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was kind of hidden away and stuff. Did a lot of waiting. Yeah, we did. We waited in lines a lot of sitting and a lot of hiding from the rain. And then when we got there, it was just a holy shit show because like people want to do this and some people want to do that, and then we fucking got split up, and then we had to go find other people, and it was a whole fucking thing. I mean, look, I was irritated because I don't like chaos. So that's my only thing, but I wasn't mad. It didn't ruin anything. I was just irritated, and it started a little bit of a and that wasn't really a tiff. It's just people are like, "Hey man, are you good?" I'm like, I just don't like chaos. Like, I just want to do things. Like, it's the Renaissance Fair. It's packed to the brim. It's already hard enough to kind of navigate through shit. Yeah. And I've got you've got kids running around and they're fucking doing things, and I've got teenagers fucking over here being teenagers and shit. And I was just like, I just want to do something. Like, let's just fucking do something.
Yeah.
I was not being a dick. You're being very protective of your dad, and it's very admirable, but I was not being a dick. I'll let you know when I'm being a dick. Well, anyway, apparently not, so. But the Ren Fair was great. Good times. But yeah, I really did try to get you like a bottle of wine on the way out. I think we all were trying to get something on that little shop on the way out.
Yeah.
But it was fucking packed.
Ugh.
Yeah, dude. But it was a good time. Fun times.
Yeah.
And then soccer has been going on that weekend since we did Renaissance Fair. I didn't have a soccer game that week. But this weekend, literally yesterday, we had a soccer game. It was the cancer weekend, so it was like all pinked out and shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we fucking lost. I'm still fucking pissed. I'm still fucking pissed, dude.
It's just a teenage.
No, I don't give a flying fuck, dude. Like we have practices 3 times a fucking week, and it makes me mad because I know like some of the players don't exactly fucking like they don't listen, like they don't care, and that pisses me off. Like when
it sounds like they're probably kids that their parents.
Oh my god! Well, the problem is with the rec league is that it's a very selfish league. It's like they don't care about the wins and losses as much as long as they're getting goals, which is fine, I guess. But you're not getting goals, and you're still getting L's. Like,
yeah.
Like if you're gonna fucking talk shit, back it up. But if you're gonna talk shit, catch an L, and not score a goal, then get the fuck out of my face. That's really what I want to say. But they're fucking teenage kids, and I can only say so much.
Yeah.
So, my daughter, since she's on the team, she always does really well because she listens. But I gave her fair warning. Monday's not going to be a very fun practice because like I know the head coach. The head coach is much worse than I am. And I can already tell, like, they're not going to have fun. There's going to be a lot of running involved.
Do they do suicide runs in soccer?
See, they don't. They didn't know what that meant.
Oh, that's awful.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Fucking
Like
hated
when I said,
suicide runs.
because I brought it up, I jokingly said, I was like, "Hey, if you guys don't start listening, we're gonna do some suicides." And they're like, "I don't know what that means." I'm like, "You've never done a suicide?" They're like, "No." And I'm like, "Well, have you done wind sprints?" They're like, "No," because that's basically another word for suicides is just wind sprints.
Yeah.
And they're like, "No," and I'm like, "Oh, you guys gonna learn
you run
today."
out to the middle line, you touch it, you run back, you touch it, you run all the way out to the other end of the field, you touch that line, you run all the way back.
Well, the problem is with the soccer field, there's really not a lot of lines. So I just do. I made them do wind sprints this one time where I just basically told them to sprint from one end to the other end and then back as fast as they could.
Yeah.
I was like, you see that line all the way across the fucking field? I want you to get there as fast as possible, touch it, and run all the way back as fast as you can.
Yeah.
And they fucking did it, and I was like, yeah, that's close to what a suicide is, and that's pretty much what a wind sprint is.
Yeah.
And I was like, you guys are lucky that we don't want to fucking burn you guys out too hard because it's a rec league.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the parents pay for that. So
You pay for it if you go to school, if you do it through school too.
Well, through taxes, but not directly. You know what I mean?
I was pretty sure that when I was in basketball and I played for Dallastown, we had to put money into it. Like to buy jerseys and to buy all that shit.
Maybe through like a fundraiser, but no, school covers that.
Huh.
Or it should. That's why they have boosters and fundraisers and stuff like that, because that's how the sporting programs get their money. Or donations. You know what I mean? Sometimes they get a lot of donations.
She's confirming it, because I was pretty sure that it was like almost $200. Like when Christine talked to me about putting Ollie in, who's wrong?
I think me.
Because
it's all in caps, so I can only imagine it's me. Because whenever I'm wrong, she just likes to fucking jump on it and just like...
Yeah. When she started when she started talking about putting Ollie in maybe a school thing, it was expensive. But obviously we didn't go that route.
See, I don't know. Maybe it's just Dallastown, but like when I was trying out for Kennedale and stuff like that for their sports programs, like they didn't tell you like when you signed up for it, like you had to pay for anything.
Well, they wouldn't tell you. They told your parents.
Well, my parents were never fucking involved ever.
Oh.
Yeah, they were never fucking involved. I don't even think like they knew that I was even trying out for sports.
Oh.
But that's what I'm saying. Like I didn't know because when we went to fucking high school. Fuck off. Like, even still, like, if I went to their fucking tryouts and I made the fucking team, hey, email wasn't a thing back then, dude. Like, they would have to hand you a paper that would say, hey, your parent needs to sign this, and they also need to give us X amount of money.
Yeah.
Because when I was trying out for the football team, I pretty much made it, but I quit because that fucking coaching staff was so fucking awful. I'm just saying. I'm not saying you're wrong, but two things can be fucking true. I can be right because it's a different school district. Southeastern is different than Dallastown, so it could be two truths. One cannot be universally wrong. I could be right, and you could also be right, which is fine. Okay, there it is. Go back to work.
I feel for the people that don't watch us.
Why?
Because they miss all this stuff. Like, imagine listening to this on a podcast.
Oh,
and you hear us talking, but they don't get the context because your wife is just texting things.
Yeah, well, that's just, maybe people should just tune in live. I mean, we're every other week, so it's not like a huge thing, but whatever, man. Life is life.
Yeah.
And we do what we do. But that was pretty much it. I mean, we took a soccer picture, which you're not gonna get. So suck it. I'm just gonna hold on to it forever. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I did, really. I mean, besides some boring ass work shit.
Yeah.
Wait. Well, I told you off, but yeah, I
You didn't tell me off.
No. Off screen about the deer bologna.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So my buddy Josh, that I work with, he goes to a guy that does the casing and stuff like that, but he hunts deer and he makes the seasoning and gives it to him and he makes his deer bologna. And like, I don't eat deer much, but this deer bologna is fucking good, dude. It's delicious. And he gave me a little baggie full of deer bologna and like, I couldn't even wait. Like there was probably like 8 like this thick fucking bologna pieces that he had cut up.
Yep.
And I ate 4 of them like in no time because they're just so fucking good.
Mm-hmm.
So, no, babe, it's so good. You're missing out. It's delicious. It doesn't even taste like deer. It literally tastes like sweet bologna.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's heavily processed. That's why it's just gonna taste like regular bologna.
Oh, man, it's so good.
Yeah. And they don't actually, this is like a sort of thing that all hunters know, but you don't actually, like when you take a deer in, and so when you take it in to get processed, like I was saying off camera, I had said that I don't usually do that. Usually I process it myself, so I debone it, take all the meat off, do all the cuts myself. But this last time I took the deer in to have it processed. And when you have it processed, they'll give you your back straps, they'll give you the loins, whatever steaks you want, they'll give you that. But if you ask for like deer bologna or pepper sticks or sweet sticks or anything like that, they just take all of the deer they have and they combine all the deer. They take the meat that you had on your deer and they measure that leftover meat. And then they take all of the meat and they combine it all together and they may just make mass quantities of this stuff. And then they give you, like mine was like 9.1 pounds and 9.2 pounds. So I got 9.1 of sweet bologna and 9.2 of pepper sticks. So they would just measure that then, or weigh that.
Right.
And then give me that. So it's not like you're not getting the deer meat from your deer. It's a deer meat from your deer and other deer.
Okay.
Yeah. The only time you actually get your deer meat is when you say, I want the back straps, I want the fish loins, and I want the hind ends cut into steaks. Then that's from your deer.
Okay.
Yeah. Just little insider knowledge. I don't know if it matters, but
I don't have
I'm knowledgeable on it, so I figured I'd share it.
No idea what you just said right now. Back straps. Is that like straps for a truck?
That's like if you go to the store, right, and you can buy a pork loin. Right along here, along your spine, on each side is a strap that you literally can just you can pull off, and it's a back strap. It's a loin.
Dude, humans go hard, bro.
With that, I take the whole loin. You can freeze the whole loin by itself and smoke it like that, or you can butterfly it. So I just like cut down close to cutting all the way through, and then you cut all the way through, and then you have it and it butterflies out, and it's like a butterfly steak.
Yeah.
It's delicious.
Man. Mankind goes hard. All right. Super cool. Anyway, off the topic of murdering animals for sustenance, I see that you're decked out in your Cowboys gear.
Yeah.
That's right, we're going to talk about football for a little bit, and if you don't like it, cover your ears.
You know why?
Because fucking winning.
Well, because they're winning, but mostly because it's a bye week and I'm safe.
In spite of your fucking shitty coach. Dude, your clock management makes no fucking sense. Yeah. You guys almost lost last week because your coach is a fucking moron.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's quite hilarious, actually. To me, from the outside looking in, I think it's hilarious. Because we all know Mike McCarthy is just a fucking shill. He just doesn't do anything. It's just Jerry Jones's puppet, so this way he can have control of the team. You think Mike McCarthy's going to be like, no, Jerry, that's a bad decision. We're going to do this. That guy has no idea how to fucking control a clock, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why Jason Garrett was almost kind of like the same thing. I kind of saw them as the same thing. Like, it's a fucking puppet. He just wouldn't fucking say no to Jerry. So Jerry right now is he's probably fucking in the mirror, just jerking himself off, dude. He's just like, I put this team together, and they're doing so good. It's all me, not Mike, not my shitty son, not Kellen Winslow or anyone else. It's just fucking me.
Oh my god.
Kellen Moore, I'm sorry, not Kellen Winslow. Kellen Moore is your offensive coordinator. Me! I told them who to draft. Trayvon Diggs. Dak Prescott. You know that's what he's doing. He's an old fucking rich white dude, and they're all fucking weird, and they all have weird-ass kinks. Have you watched Squid Game yet?
No.
No? Okay. Well, in Squid Game, there's an old rich white dude about to do some gay sex to a random guy. He's just getting drunk, and he sees some guy in a mask. He's like, hey, man, your bone structure's pretty good. Let's go out and back and suck my dick. And that's what almost happened. But he fucked up. He fucked up. That wasn't the guy to fuck with. Kevin, how are you friends with him? Who knows? This is why I barely have any friends.
GameStop?
The birthing place of fucking incels and nerds and geeks and dorks and fucking outcasts. Yeah. GameStop. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm stuck by marriage. Oh, shut up. You're the one who said yes.
That's brutal.
Whatever. After this, I'm drinking more coffee. Fuck yeah, dude. And that's what we do here. Just drink fucking coffee. Oh, I'm empty. But that's what we fucking do here. Why haven't you watched Squid Game yet? I'm still fucking mad.
You're not going to like this response.
The wife didn't want to watch it.
Well, she doesn't want to watch it, but I'm going to watch it myself eventually. It's because Seinfeld showed up on Netflix.
Oh, you've been watching Seinfeld?
And I've been rewatching that.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
I'm good with that.
Dude, it's still relevant. Like, it's still like, I'm laughing and crying.
Dude,
so much.
Heather doesn't want to watch it. She thinks it's so fucking boring.
Good.
She's
so good.
She's part of the population.
There she goes with
Yeah.
your listen,
Yeah.
listen.
She's part of the population that doesn't think that show is funny because she just doesn't.
That's the population.
She doesn't find him funny. She doesn't find Jerry Seinfeld funny. His
comedy can be kind of flat sometimes, but sometimes he nails it, man.
Well, that's what I told her. Like he's, it's not necessarily that he's funny. It's just how he says it, and it strikes a chord. It's something you can relate to.
Yeah.
And he brings it up in a way where you're like, oh my god, you're right. Yeah. That is how it is sometimes. Yeah. And it's
you're boring as fuck, and so is Disney.
And it's normally topics that you wouldn't fucking think about. Like it's like, holy shit, yeah, you're right. Like, yeah. I never noticed it till just now that is a thing.
Yep.
And that's what basically the show is. That's the whole show. It's social cues and just things that happen in life that no one finds funny at the moment, but if they thought back at it, it's hilarious.
Yeah.
Like my favorite episode of all time is the parking lot episode. Like when they go to the fucking mall and they get lost in the parking lot because they had to go with Kramer to go get the fucking air conditioning.
That fucking guy.
Dude, that is my favorite fucking episode because it's so relatable and it's so funny.
I'm really early on. It's like I'm only on like season 2. But like so far, my episode that sticks in my head is the one where Jerry got a new like coat, and he thought it was like the hottest coat, and he looked so good in it. And Kramer came over and was like, "Well, what are you doing with the old one?" And like wanted his coat, and there was like this big conversation about it, but it was so fucking funny.
Dude, wait till you get the bet. The bet is my second favorite episode. That's way later down the line. The bet, yeah, it gets. Because early Seinfeld's good, but like as it gets better, as it goes on, it gets so much fucking better and more relatable.
I've never seen all the episodes, so I'm sure I'm going to catch ones that I've never seen before. I've always like caught them here and there throughout life.
Yeah, you're in for a treat.
So I've been just rewatching it since it's on Netflix now.
Yeah, the only time, because I watched all of it back when I lived with my roommate, and he had all the fucking DVDs of the season.
Yeah.
And at the time, Netflix wasn't a streaming service; it was just a mail-in service. Yeah. A mail-in service.
Yeah.
Where you went onto Netflix.com, or no, there's a fucking mail. They would mail you like a list or some shit.
Yeah.
And you could pick what you want to rent, and they'd mail it to you, and after a certain amount of time, you mailed it back.
Yep.
How fucking archaic is that shit?
I think Gamefly still does that.
Yeah, again, how archaic is that shit? You know what they should fucking do? They should have a rental fucking service for video games online.
Well, they do. It's called Game Pass.
It's not rental, though.
It pretty much is. You don't own those games.
Right, but you have it for a long time.
They pop in and out.
Yeah, so but that's what I'm saying. Like you could pick which one and pick a time of how long you want to keep it, and then just pay for that.
Well, I guess
certain
technically
one.
Redbox did that for a little bit.
No, but that was your physical too.
Yeah.
That was another physical one.
Yeah.
I'm talking about digital, bro. I'm talking about the now. I'm talking about new. Hey, I'm gonna copyright that. If anyone comes up with the idea of online gaming rental service where you have to pick specifically what you want to rent, that's my idea. And if you want to do it, I need to be a part of it. Just saying right now.
Our analytics tell us 1.4 people listen.
You don't know that, man. Good. Some fucking weird ass incel could be in the basement, and he comes around our podcast, and he just goes, that's a very good idea. And he goes on his fucking computer and writes up the code, dude. That's how they do it. Like that's how they do it on the code, and like just like that, just like that. Or you know what? What's even worse? What would even happen more is Amazon will fucking do it.
Yeah. Well, they already did that Luna thing.
Yeah, Amazon's be like, hey, that's a very good idea. Let's just fucking hop off my fucking dick-shaped rocket ship and make this real quick.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Jeff Bezos.
So did you ever watch... I'm going to go back to what we were talking about. Did you ever watch Curb Your Enthusiasm?
Yeah.
Okay, so I haven't finished that either. I have a couple seasons that I've watched. But
Curb Your Enthusiasm...
I thought it was also very...
I like it a lot. It's just, it's very cringe. Because it's very heavy on George Costanza, basically. And I like George in the show of Seinfeld, but man, can it be really fucking annoying. And that's what Curb Your Enthusiasm is. It's just basically George, because it's based off of that guy's fucking name. The guy who creates the show for Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Yeah.
I can't think of his fucking name.
I see it every time you watch Seinfeld, because it's like written and by...
Fuckface.
That person in Seinfeld.
I'm just kidding. No, he's not fuckface. He's a fucking comedic genius. But he plays fucking... On SNL, he was Bernie Sanders and shit.
Yes.
Yeah. But that guy.
That's going to bug
and
me
his personality is very neurotic and very, like... You know... Very awkward and doesn't really notice things. He just kind of gets himself into these awkward situations because he's just very neurotic.
Yeah.
Almost like a Woody Allen, but more bearable. Yeah. Woody Allen's not very...
I have to go back and watch it. I've never finished it, so...
Yeah. But I do like it, though. But sometimes Curb Your Enthusiasm is a little too much for me sometimes. That's why I like Seinfeld. It's a very good balance.
It's funny to watch Seinfeld now, because I saw some things that George had said at one... I can't remember exactly what it was, where I was like, oh...
they could be canceled.
Nowadays, they wouldn't even be a show.
Oh, yeah, dude. They talk a lot of... Like, they have a lot of situations where with gays...
Yeah, they talk about how talking about gays, and he was like, no, do I look like it, or something like that? I'm like, oh, shit.
Yeah, there's more. I'm sure you haven't gotten to the...
And back then, I wasn't sensitive to that stuff. No, like, it was just comedy.
It just went over our fucking heads, and it was... I don't even think it was right over our heads. It was just something that we weren't really... That we just didn't receive like that. Like, we didn't think it was going to be a connotation that was offensive.
Yeah.
It might have been to that community, but, I mean, they never fucking said anything.
Yeah. Well, they're probably afraid to.
That, or... I mean, I guess now the platform's just bigger. Everyone can say something now. Everyone has a voice with the internet.
Yeah.
So
everybody's got a platform now.
Well, that's kind of where I'm like, I don't know. It's either or. But when it comes to comedy, though, I'm a little bit more lenient, and I think that's what people should be. I.e., the whole Dave Chappelle fucking controversy.
Yeah. I've watched that with my wife. My wife originally didn't want to watch it because she heard, that there was a lot of controversy around it. And I had said, look, because I never finished it by myself.
Yeah.
But I watched some of it. And I told her, I said, look, I watched some of it, and I am not seeing what they are saying.
Yeah, he goes really hard on the paint for everyone, though. I only watched, like, the first half.
And if you watch all of his new series back to back, it's a storyline.
Yeah, he goes for everyone. It's not just LGBTQ. Like, he goes for everybody, dude. Yeah. And it's... so far from what I've seen, I haven't seen anything too crazy.
And I hate that, like, I'd hate to say, like, I wasn't offended by it. But I wouldn't be offended by it, because I'm not in that group. I'm not labeled as that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's tough for me to weigh in on it because I don't live that life, so I wouldn't know what would be offensive to me. But it's not like, I don't know, man. That's the problem. That's what we're running into, is that the definitions of what offensive is blurred. We have no idea what is offensive because a big thing could be very offensive, and we would all agree. But then a very small thing they consider offensive, but then everyone else just kind of scratches their head, and they're like, well, I guess it's offensive. I guess we can kind of define that as offensive. But then the definition just gets way too fucking broad and way too big. So then, does everything fall under that, or is it only okay when you guys say it? Because then we're talking about censorship, and that's a very slippery slope. That's what people don't understand. This is why whistleblowing is such a. I think it's gonna be like the downfall of our civilization is whistleblowing, because it's confusing to people. Yeah. It's one of these days, a big thing is gonna slip through the cracks. You know what I mean? Something that everyone should knee-jerk and freak out about is just going to slip through the cracks as kind of like, meh. Because no one really fucking knows, like, what's offensive.
Yeah.
Like, the whole fucking Demi Lovato thing. Have you heard that shit?
I think I scrolled past it. I don't think I read about it.
All right, well, look. Hey, Demi.
Refresh my memory. Demi, I may have read it.
I know you're never going to fucking hear this. And I don't give a shit. But it's my podcast, and I'm going to fucking talk about you. So Demi Lovato, I hope that this is just for publicity reasons, but she has a show where she investigates extraterrestrials / aliens, and in one of her episodes, she says she finds the term aliens as derogatory or offensive to extraterrestrials, so she would prefer that we call them ETs.
I'd prefer that she lick my asshole, but we don't always get what we want, do we?
Hey, man.
She's talking about things we don't even know existed or exists.
Yeah, and we're talking about aliens.
What are ghosts going to be now offended by supernatural?
Yeah, we should call them. We should call them spirits now, not ghosts. Ghosts is a very offensive connotation. I saw it.
Again, we're stumbling over words because we don't know how to talk without being offensive.
I saw it. I saw the fucking tagline, and I saw the title of it on an article, and I was just like...
I didn't even read the article. I saw the tagline. I saw the headline. I just stood there. I sat there. I looked at it. And I'm like, is this real life? What the fuck is happening?
Oh, my God, dude. But I was just like... One of the podcasts I listened to, Congratulations Podcast by Chris D'Elia, he talks about this topic, and he's fucking makes fun of it. But he makes good points. It's like, if aliens are real, the least of their problems is us calling them aliens because they're planning to take over the fucking world.
I mean, we call us humans illegal aliens.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. So, like, I just didn't know. Like, I think it's a fucking... I think it's an attention grab. Because, like, if you've looked at how she's been, and... I don't want to assume anything, but I just want to... I mean, look. She came out of rehab.
I've never even heard of this person until this...
You've never heard of Demi Lovato, bro?
No.
Oh, dude.
Until the headline came up, I'm like, who the fuck is that?
I can't believe you never heard of fucking Demi Lovato.
The only Demi I ever heard of was Demi Moore.
She's a... she's a singer. She's not really an actress or anything like that, but she's a singer. That's really her claim to fame. Yeah. But she's really good at singing. But I think she's going through some stuff right now. I mean, it's safe to say that she's kind of going through some stuff, and I think she should probably find some better friends to help her guide her through this tough time.
Yeah. Maybe a counselor?
I think she has that.
Oh.
I don't know. I don't know if she...
I mean, mental health is a real thing.
Agreed. Yeah, mental health is a big thing right now. Speaking of mental health, so... A friend of mine recommended a show that I watch, Ted Lasso. I don't know if you've heard of it yet.
Sounds familiar, but I don't think
it's on Apple TV.
Yeah, somebody told me about this the other day.
Dude, it is fantastic. I literally started watching it last week. There's 2 seasons of it. I blew through it. I'm caught up now. Dude, it's so fucking well done. And it's written by Jason Sudeikis, and it's produced by Bill Lawrence, the guy who did Scrubs. So it's very in that lane of comedy with Scrubs, but not as quirky. Like in Scrubs, there's like random fucking parts where they'll like do like a quick off scene where like JD's doing some dance in like some random place. Like it's very goofy. But Ted Lasso's like that, but not like that. There's a lot of comedy parts, but there's also very dramatic parts of it. But they tackle fucking panic attacks in Ted Lasso and how they depict it in the show. It's very close to what I assume most people go through. I've only had like maybe a couple panic attacks in my life, but it's it's pretty cool, pretty good.
See,
good stuff.
I remember where I heard about this. I'm in a dad group that I go to every Monday. It's for like 8 weeks during the fall/winter, and they do this. It's called Mindful Fathering. The YWCA does it in my local area, and the one teacher there, I call her a teacher. I don't think she's really a teacher, but anyway, so she teaches a class, and she had told us about it, and it piqued my interest, but I never heard about it until now. I invited Ian. I got blown off by most of my guy friends, and I'm not surprised because men don't think that they can.
No,
cry.
it's not that I don't need it. It's just I'm so fucking busy with the fucking soccer stuff, dude. Like, you've no idea. So Monday, I have my practice. Tuesday, I have Liam's practice. And Heather's schedule right now is still on her old schedule because she's leaving her current job. So it's tough for me to fucking find the time to go out and do things because the days that I'm not doing anything, I kind of want to decompress and just kind of do my thing because I don't really have a lot of fucking time to do that.
Yeah.
So Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, I'm doing stuff. Wednesday's my only off night.
Isn't soccer over now?
No, there's still like 2 more games left or 3 more games left. And then they take a break, and then it's the spring season to finish out the full season. So, like, look, she goes, I know, and then she lies. Hey, pick a side. Are you being supportive or are you being contradictory? Who knows?
Yeah.
Pick one, though.
I'll say that this dad group is helpful for me, for sure. And I will go every year that they have it. It's going to be the same curriculum, but there's always new dads that show up, which brings different stories and different experiences to the table, which could help me, could help them. Like, it's really just a collaboration of dads that it's something that you don't get in the real world. You don't get for me as a stay-at-home parent, I know it's different for a lot of people, but for me as a stay-at-home parent, I can take my kids to the park. It's fucking uncomfortable because I'm surrounded by women in yoga pants that are just moms doing what they have been doing for forever. Or like when I take Emma to her there's a seedlings class that I take her to. It's an all outside school thing that she does, and I'm legit the only dude there. Again, it's uncomfortable, and I'm sure it's uncomfortable for the women around me because they all probably think I'm some kind of fucking creeper, because that's the mentality that they have.
Well, that's the
I
mentality,
feel like that most of society has.
I think that's the mentality that you have too.
Yeah,
that's a mentality that you shouldn't be thinking about because obviously that's not what you're there for.
Yeah.
But you worrying about what these women think of you and seeing you in that negative light, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So it's nice to go to this group.
I think that's called anxiety, guys.
Oh, yeah. It's nice to go to this group with dads and just be able to, talk. Be on the same level. This is one dad that I haven't talked to the whole time that I've been there. I was kind of intimidated by him. Because he's like a Marine. He's all tall and
He's all
I could kill you with my
tall.
pinky finger. But we have a lot in common. We're both going through some shit right now with courts and our ex-wives and, all that bullshit.
Yeah.
So it's nice to be able to talk to somebody about that and be able to talk to somebody about all the issues you have at home and you're like, am I crazy? Am I biased because of the situation I am? Or am I not? So I don't know. I'm really got off kilter with that, but It was super helpful and it helps my mental state. And yes, I have anxiety. I also have ADHD. I am medicated for my anxiety. I have not been taking my ADHD pills in quite a while because they were really affecting me.
Yeah.
So I stopped.
Yeah. I think you talked about it earlier in the episode.
Yeah, it was heart palpitations and all kinds of problems. So.
Well, I have slight anxiety. Not like how you and Heather are.
Yeah.
But I am depressive, though. I have depression like a bitch.
Yeah.
A big, bad depression. And I also have problems dealing with certain changes in life. Something disorder. I forget what
You don't like change.
It's not all of it though. It's just certain ones.
Adjustment disorder.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you. Yeah. I have that. I do take medication for that. I do take the medication for my, really for my depression. I take that every morning. And yeah, it helps. Helps a lot.
Yeah, I've been taking this anxiety med. I can't remember the name of it, but it's off-brand of whatever. And after I take it, 30 minutes later, I get like lightheaded. It's really weird. And I'm lightheaded for about 15 minutes, and then I'm fine the rest of the day. It's a strange side effect that I get from it. It's almost like if I just hit a bowl.
Weird.
Like the first hit of a ball, and I'm a little lightheaded. Yeah, it's fucking weird. But it's been working because
if that's the only side effect, I mean, fuck, we'll take that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
It's been working because like I get anxiety to the point to where like I don't even want to make a phone call. Like I don't even want to call the pizza shop to order a pizza. And it sounds, I think it sounds ridiculous.
We deal with it because like our daughter's like that. Like, and it's so hard because like she does not want to, like 80% of the time she doesn't want to try and try to get over her anxiety. And I don't know. I haven't had a lot of...
It's easier to avoid it.
Exactly. But it's... I don't know how her new therapist is, but it just feels like, to me, I haven't really dealt with him a lot, but like it feels like he's just catering to what her thing is. Or maybe she might not be telling him the whole thing, the whole truth. Maybe she's just telling him what she wants to tell him.
Yeah.
And that could very well be the truth. But like there's just times where I just kind of like, you have to engage. You can't just fucking hide in your room and come up with excuses to not do anything. Because guess what's going to happen? Nothing's going to happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you don't do anything to change anything, then it won't.
I personally, I'm no doctor, I'm no fucking professional at all, but personally, I feel like, at least for me, my anxiety, if I don't get it under control, it can turn into depression for me.
Oh, her too.
It'll just turn into depression, and I'll just like not do anything, not go anywhere. You know, the typical like not want to do the things that I usually enjoy doing. You know,
her too.
So
and it just sucks because she just lets it take over, and like because she gets into these bouts where it's really fucking tough to kind of pull her out of like this really bad funk and depression and stuff like that. Most of the time, she'll like get over it after a certain amount of time, but like it sucks, and especially now because it's affecting her school. Like she gets good grades, but like socially, she just does not do well in school. Like she doesn't try to make friends. She wants them to do that, but that's not how the real world works.
She wants them to.
They want
her.
Yeah, they want them to make the effort to be a friend to her, but that's not how that works. Yeah. Like if you want to be a friend, you have to
both have to meet in the middle.
Exactly. You both have to kind of engage and then meet somewhere, and then that's where it goes.
Yep.
But she expects them to do it and stuff like that. And we tell her like, dude, it's tough because like you don't say anything, and when you're sitting there, like you have a resting bitch face, like it's tough to approach you.
Yeah.
Unless if they like, and it gets, unless if they actually know you, they actually get the time to actually get under and then get to know you. And God forbid if they do something that you find morally, immoral or something like that, because she's had some friends that they go through some stupid drama stuff, and then she just cuts it. She just cuts them out.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because I remember like back in like earlier on, like not even 5 years ago, like less than, she had more friends than now. And then like as time went on, like she would tell us drama shit, and then now she just has like really less than 5 friends. Like
it's not a bad thing though. But think about us as parents now, as adults.
But like,
I don't have a giant circle of friends anymore.
Well, neither do I.
I have like a select few I have a select few people that I would consider friends, and the rest of them I consider acquaintances.
But I feel like that's by choice. For me, I choose who I want to be in my close circle. It's not because I don't try or anything like that, because I have a small, very close few friends who I tell like almost everything to, and then there's everybody else that is like acquaintances that I'm friendly with and social and all that shit, And like in their minds, they could think that we're friends and stuff like that. And in my, yeah, we're friends too, but not that close.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's levels of friendship.
Yeah.
For her, she just has a one, like maybe two, and then that's it.
Yeah.
Everyone else just talks to her or around her, but she has no ties to. And like as a parent, it's fucking frightening because like,
especially nowadays,
she's gonna be 18 soon. She's gonna be fucking 18 in like 4 years.
Wow, I didn't think she was that old already.
She turns 14 in November. So next year she's gonna be in freshman, and then, you know, it's fucking frightening.
Yeah.
And then she told us yesterday that she wants to go to YTI to be in criminal justice. Cool. It's great.
Yeah.
But I told her, I was like, you're going to have to deal with people. Like, a lot of people.
I mean, that's a field of people.
Mm-hmm. And I told her, and she was like, well, I want to be a detective. I'm like, you don't get to be a detective just by fucking going to school. You have to
There's levels you have to go through.
You have to be a cop first, and then after a certain amount of time, then you get fucking promoted into detective. Like
Votech. Is that where she wanted to go?
Yeah,
okay.
Votech, sorry. But,
yeah, they have a criminal justice thing there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I told them, that's cool. Pursue it, but you need, like, I was like, you have to be prepared to deal with a lot of people. Because
she's going to have to either learn to get some people skills or, I don't know, man.
She just has to get over it, man. Like, cause like she just doesn't want to engage in it, period. Like, if she has a way, if she can find a way to not do it, she's going to find a way to not do it. And she's going to fucking anchor herself on that stand.
I can relate to her a lot. It's really strange how I can relate to a 14-year-old. But when it comes to anxiety, I don't think the age matters.
No.
Like, I could relate to that big time. Mm-hmm. Just feeling like, okay, I don't want to do this because I have a lot of anxiety about it.
Uh-huh.
So this is the burden that I'm going to stick to, and you can't remove me from it. Mm-hmm. I'm going to come up with every excuse under the book that I possibly can to tell you why I'm not doing this.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, look, like Heather's saying in chat, like, yeah, she likes theater, she likes doing chorus and singing and stuff like that.
Doesn't tech have theater stuff?
No, I don't. I think they might, but it's a technical school, so they really focus on whatever trade you're in.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I wouldn't even know where to.
It's a trade school.
Like, yeah, but when it comes to like getting schooling for like theater,
oh no, you're not.
I wouldn't even know where to tell you to go for that. In this
you're not
area.
going to get it there. You have to. It's outside sources. You have to pay for it, unless if you go to like a standard public school, then you can go and do like drama class and all that other shit. But if you're going straight into a trade school, I'd assume they're going to more focus on trade stuff as opposed to creative arts and stuff.
Well, they have creative arts there because they have like art classes and stuff like that. So you should do some research.
Well, she has a fucking brochure upstairs.
Yeah, because there's definitely like art classes and stuff there that is considered trade.
But the problem is that she just like she doesn't want to do it. She likes it, but she doesn't want to fucking do it. It took us so hard to get her into concert choir.
It seems like she likes things that involves people, but she has problems with people.
Yes. She loves concert choir.
Yeah.
But it took us so much time and effort to get her to do it because she had to audition for it. So it was a whole fucking to do about
I have a lot of anxiety just thinking about auditioning for anything.
And she's in it. And her fucking course teacher, she gives her praise all the fucking time. And still, like, there's a lot of self-doubt and still a lot of times where she doesn't want to fucking do it.
Yeah.
And like, the truth is there, like, you're good. Your fucking concert choir teacher invited, like, accepted you in, and then she's telling you all these good things, and like, even still, like, it's still a fucking to do.
It's a mindset that she has about herself.
Mm-hmm. But that was like COVID though. Like she didn't make it last year because she had to mail it in. Like she had to do it on Zoom. Like she had to do her singing audition on Zoom, and she didn't make the concert choir last year. But it was COVID year. Like everyone was on lockdown. No one was allowed to be in the same room with anybody. Like it's different. It's a completely different atmosphere. And even the chorus teacher said so. It wasn't necessarily her. It was just the fact that it was over a medium. And it's really hard to kind of tell, how someone sounds in a room, how their pitch sounds in the room, and how they're standing, how they're projecting their voice. There's a lot of fucking technical things that they're going to look for when you're doing that kind of stuff, and it's tough to do it over Zoom.
Yeah.
So It's hard, I think.
Izzy, I don't know if you're watching this, but you can do it!
Nah, we're fucking stupid. She wouldn't watch this. She thinks we're fucking dumb.
That's because she's a teenager.
That could be it too, but
all adults are stupid and dumb.
I just wish that she took her counseling more serious and was more open to it. That's all. Because that's what the problem is. I feel like she's just withholding some truths in it because she just doesn't want to admit to it.
To be continued.